Good afternoon, folks. Welcome here to Netwatch Cullen Park for the first of this weekend's football finals in Carlow. It is the 2022 Talbot Hotel Junior A Football Championship final, and it is heavy favourites up against massive underdogs, Leighlinbridge. An intriguing encounter to kick off the weekend's action. We'll give a shout out to our sponsors: Recovery Hub in Carlow, Milano's Takeaway Bagnestown, Seamus Byrne Electrical, your number one for floodlights, Carpenter's Bar, Lounge and Restaurant, Ray Whelan Limited, The Baba's Barbershop, Fine Framers, J&J Services, and Scott's Bouncing Castles. Just one change between the two teams. It's on the Clonmore side, and Colin McGrath is coming in wearing number 16 in place of Jordan Kane in the goal for Clonmore. The full back line is James Whelan, Anthony Keeley McDonald, and Paddy Gann. Half back line, the vice captain Shane Murphy wears 5, Matt Cullen at 6, Billy Lawler at 7, Enda McGrath wears 8, joined by the other vice captain Luke Connolly in midfield. Half forward line, Rob Bulmer. Shane McGrath is actually I should rephrase that. Shane Murphy, vice captain. Luke Connolly, vice captain. Shane McGrath, actual captain. Jeez, that's just more captains. Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. Jake Hickey wearing 12. Tom Pollard, Con Murphy, and Oisin Doyle in the full forward line. For Leighlinbridge, Cian Kavanagh in the goal. The full back line then, Fico Byrne, Billy Lennon O'Brien, and PJ Hockney. The half back line, Kieran Casey, Daniel Byrne, and Jeffrey Dorn. Middle of the field, the captain, Liam Brennan, joined by Shane Farrell. Half forward line, Jason Daly, Fico Toole, Aidan Byrne. Full forward line, Aidan Lillis, Packy Fleming, and Cathal Brennan. Joe Nolan joins me here this afternoon on commentary. Joe is actually going to lead the commentary in fear of me going to cardiac arrest. So, Joe, I am really excited for this. It's an exciting weekend in general. Clonmore, the heavy favourites. What chance do you give Leighlinbridge here?
I think every chance, Kevin. The final takes on it's that old cliche, but it's true. Like it's a game on its own. Right, Clonmore coming in probably heavy favourites all year. They've had a great league campaign. A lot of big wins in the championship today as well. Got a bit of a scare in the semi-final, against Tinryland. You have Leighlinbridge coming in after a very good tight game, probably a little bit too tight for their liking against Ballin. So I think that kind of evens it out, and it gives it hardens up, I suppose, Leighlinbridge. Conditions are greasy as well today, Kevin. I know it's nice and sunny and bright out there. Both of us are in our respective jerseys, and it's lovely and warm here. But the pitches, after soaking a good little bit of rain, there's a nice little bit of grass in as well. So, ball handling, little mistakes like that can often balance out things here today. Look, I think Leighlinbridge will want to keep it nice and tight at the start. They don't want to be going chasing the game. And I suppose the big thing is, maybe when Leighlinbridge is like any team, or when any team switches off, it's who's going to do the most damage. So look, I give Leighlinbridge every chance here today. Anyway, I think so.
Good stuff. Shout out to Tom Dermody listening in from Toronto. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. We won't be able to see the tweets coming in, but if you are listening on Facebook or YouTube, drop us a comment. Let us know how we're sounding. We've new equipment for this county final as well. We've done rigorous testing. It should be relatively clear, but drop us a little comment and we'll try to get to you throughout the duration of this first half. We're going to just knock off the camera and stick up an overlay here. As we were saying, we don't have the rights to show the game. It's just an audio stream. Sky, BBC and all them outbid us. A rapturous round of applause greets both sides as this Junior A Championship final for 2022 gets underway. James Foley, the man in the middle. Joe Nolan.
Great bit of fielding there at the very start by Liam Brennan. He'll be one of the lads that look to, of course, here Leighlinbridge, one of their man with county experience. And straight away he's calling up Cian Kavanagh. He won a free there. He's after stealing about 4 or 5 metres. He keeps stealing it. I think James Foley might be bringing it up maybe for a little bit of descent. So suddenly a free, Kevin, that was closer to the 65 now, was only a couple of metres outside the 45. And the goalie Cian Kavanagh is coming up here, and we know he's a lovely stroke of the ball. So he's about, I suppose he couldn't be any more central really, Kevin. Slightly to the, I suppose, for a right-footed kicker, maybe a couple of metres maybe across from where he'd like to be. But it's a nice free to open up this game just with less than a minute to go here.
Good stuff. Des Shaw, listening from the States, tells us that we sound great. Jason Kane, Jackers, over with Sean Brennan in Australia, says Honda Village. Claire Gardner, sound is brilliant. Kevin and Joe, as Cian Kavanagh steps up for this one, looking to put Leighlinbridge into the lead. Great connection from Cian Kavanagh, but it's just gone to the right and wide with a minute on the clock.
Yeah, look, he probably, as I say, it's like me with the golf, Kevin, the dreaded straight shot. He just pushed it to bring it back in with the outside of his foot, and it never actually went from change trajectory. It never came in at all. So now Colin McGrath has this kick out here, just again a minute and 20 seconds gone. So he'll be looking to see. It'll be interesting to see what their tactic is. He goes very, very short, just outside the D, out to his full back, and that's Anthony McDonald or Keely McDonald. Again, Clonmore, a little bit of possession here now in their own full back line. I suppose nice for them to get a nice easy hands on their ball at the start, and that's James Whelan. And James looks to pass it back here to Jeffrey Doran. And back here is wearing number 13. He's very deep, is Tom Pollard. Clonmore very patient on the ball now. They're just creeping past their own 65. Again on the ball here now is Jeffrey Doran, and Leighlin look to go back, and that's a good long ball inside. It's just going to skid off the surface, and it's going to beat Con Murphy. It was a good open ball there. Kevin, I suppose that showed there, we said about the surface, that ball hit the surface and skidded out there for a line ball for Leighlinbridge.
Yeah, greasy conditions, Joe, and the rain started to piss over there at about 3:15. I was hoping to stay around, to be honest with you. But Leighlinbridge, notably in the early exchanges, are trying to play the game on their terms, at their pace. You saw Keane Cabinet taking his time coming up, and I suppose that's a wise enough tactic, considering the threat that Clonmore have, but they're building bravely now from the back with PJ Hockley coming forward here.
Yeah, doing very well. Passes it across to Fiach O'Toole. Fiach there passes it to Aidan Onborn. Aidan Onborn, great support running there by Hockney again. He's back, he's in on the 21. He beats a great tackle there. He's in on the 14, but he's out on the sideline. Throws a hand pass back. But that goes, and then the McGrath does well to intercept. Both teams, very noticeable, Kevin, both teams moving in big numbers, both up and down the pitch in terms of defending and attacking. And the Clonmore cornerback looks to break out with that, and that's a good ball out.
This is where they're dangerous, Joe. Big counter attack.
Yeah, and that's Tom Pollard or it's not Tom Pollard, it's where number 12. It's Jake Hickey. Hickey throws it inside there to Shane McGrath. McGrath's bottled up, he gets a shot away, but that should be an easy one for Keane Kavanagh, and he does well under his own crossbar. And he's out now in the 21. Again, Leighlinbridge back with plenty of numbers here. And very patient in their build-up again, in no rush here to pass it on. Shane Farrell with his hands wide open, looking for a little hand pass. He might get it off. But he doesn't. Aidan Byrne likes to go in centrally there into the wing back, and that's Kieran Casey. Casey surveys his options again, pops a little hand pass out to Billy Lennon O'Brien. Leighlin very patient on the ball here so far. Fiach O'Toole, Shane Farrell, he might look to drive here at the heart of the Clonmore defence. He's no one off his shoulder. Just a little loose with the hand pass, and covering back there is Luke Connolly, doing well to pick up a ball in his own 45, and he gives it to Tom Pollard. Tom wearing number 13, but seems to be playing that middle third, dropping back. Leighlinbridge with plenty of hands on him there, and a great little bit of defensive play there by the Leighlinbridge men, putting the Clonmore man over the line there, just on the Leighlinbridge 65. And a good pass across there to PJ Hockney. Hockney up here to Fiach O'Toole. O'Toole, lovely crossfield ball here to Cathal Brennan. Back to O'Toole. Again, he's very patient on the ball. He's very calm, cool, collected young man. This man, he's only, I think, 19, 20 years of age. But good work from Clonmore. But O'Toole does well to win it back. Does really well. Plays it back there, back to his fullback. And that's Billy Lennon O'Brien, who's advanced up the pitch. PJ Hockney now on the ball. He's inside the far 65. Good ball inside. It's going to break inside, and it does. Into the full forward, Packy Fleming. But Fleming loses the ball in the contact. And tackles a little bit high there, maybe, and James Foley looked like he might be going to the book for this one, Kev.
Yeah, the ball is like a bar of palmolive soap there at the moment. It is all over the place, and Packy is probably going to get a yellow card. Bit of frustration, probably having lost possession, and good call from James Foley, I have to say. Yeah,
it's just a little bit high from Packy. Just the ball popped up out of his chest, as to say, and he went to go tackle, caught. I think it was the number. I think it is the centre back.
Matt Cullen,
Matt Cullen caught him a little bit high. Probably had to go into the book for that one. Just 5 minutes gone here now in Netwatch Cullen Park here in this Talbot Hotel Junior Football Championship A final, and it's still no score as Clonmore go backwards to their goalkeeper Colin McGrath. McGrath back up to the aforementioned Cullen. He doesn't show any ill effects of that challenge, and he throws it across here to cornerback James Whelan. Whelan looks like he's going to try to break the 65. Again, Clonmore very, very patient here, and Leighlinbridge notably have only one player inside the Clonmore 65, so they're dropping very deep here. A couple of lines there around midfield, and Clonmore do well to break it off. Tom Pollard shimmies that one inside the 65. There's a great ball inside here to Shane McGrath. McGrath might have a shot on the 21. He kicks this one really well. Is that the first score? No, says the referee. And the umpire is very adamantly there that one has gone wide. Kevin, I suppose, it showed there how you can break through a blanket defence. A lovely pass there by Tom Pollard. Picked out McGrath. McGrath had a shot there.
Yeah, the man they call shock. No shock to see him having a go, I suppose. A Carlow minor in 2012. A notable underage footballer. Plenty of talk about him. Great leader. Was right to take on the option. Just unfortunate with the execution.
Yeah, and Leighlinbridge do well after own kick out. And breaking forward here is Liam Brennan. And Brennan throws that out to Cathal Brennan. And back to Liam Brennan as well. Again, very patient play here. Jason Daly on the ball now for Leighlinbridge. Just inside the Clonmore 65. Again, Leighlinbridge, in fairness to him, are committing numbers, but that hand pass goes just behind Jeffrey Doran, and Doran will do well to recover, and he does. There's good pressure over there by Jake Hickey, and Hickey looks like he's done well. He stops the Leighlinbridge man advancing and winning that ball off the break is Enda McGrath. And McGrath plays it back now, and Clonmore again are in possession here. And on the ball is Luke Connolly. Connolly again pops a pass out there. I think that's the number 15. It's Oisin Doyle. That ball has gone inside to Oisin Doyle, but PJ Hockney has him well under wraps, and that ball is gone for a line ball right in the corner flag by my estimation. And again, Kevin, a tricky one to defend here because I suppose, look, you're pinned into your own corner, so he'll have to be very accurate with the pass.
Yeah, Clonmore pushed right up as well. It is a good pass in fairness. Look, the ball is greasy. We mentioned it a few times, but nevertheless, I suppose both sides will be guilty of some poor hand passes.
Hand passes. And just there, cross here to Con Murphy. Con Murphy throws it out to Rob Bulmer. Bulmer with the right foot, and he opens the score in here after 7 minutes and 20 seconds here. It's 1 point to no score to Clonmore. Kevin, we mentioned there about the ball being greasy and slippy off the surface. It was a good pass, I think, it could have been by Jeffrey Doran inside there for that line ball. It just popped off the hands of the Leighlinbridge man, and Clonmore swiftly countered and got it score.
Yeah, good score in fairness. Keane Kavanagh getting things back underway again, and Conor Brennan going down. Rob Bulmer beats it home soccer style. I think he plays a bit of soccer with Vale Wanderers, funnily enough. He's on the attack again now, Joe.
Bulmer kicks that one with the right, but referee or left foot James Foley said there was a free out there.
Third man tackle, I think, Joe.
Third man tackle, yeah.
Must have been aggressive enough because I think he's going to get a yellow card. It's generally not a bookable offence, so obviously he's been a bit over exuberant with that.
Yeah.
Look, I suppose when you're looking at it from the get-go,
black card for 10 minutes for Oisin Doyle.
Yeah, it must have been a deliberate pull. I didn't actually see it, to be honest.
Yeah, I was following the ball. Now, in fairness, the Leighlinbridge man went down. I think it was a fairly deliberate body check there, so I suppose by the letter of the law with the third man tackled. So look, it'll be interesting now. There's 8.5 minutes gone on the clock here. Leighlinbridge 1 point down, but they have the next 10 minutes here now with one man advantage.
Yeah, 8 minutes on the clock, John. Oisin Doyle is a very important player for more as well. I suppose if you're looking at this with your Leighlinbridge hat on, which I kind of am, admittedly, you're looking to try and make this 10-minute period count.
Well, that's exactly what we said at the start, Kevin. You have to make these little edges count. So Leighlinbridge are on the counter here, but a loose hand pass, that's very loose. And
that's four, I think, Joe, on
yeah, that's Rob Bulmer, again, just covering back there and Jake Hickey now on the ball. He plays a little short little kick pass up there, but doing very well there is Daniel Byrne for Leighlinbridge, and he breaks that to Kieran Casey. Casey tosses it back inside, and on the ball now is Jason Daly. Just right in the middle of the pitch here now, Jason Daly's going across here. Again, Leighlinbridge haven't committed too many men more forward than I suppose the far 65. They're very happy to carry this ball into that Clonmore half. No breeze out here today. And again, they're very, very patient. Fiach O'Toole, he's about 50 yards out, a little hand pass into Packy Fleming. Fleming coming across the pitch. But again, he's a good kick pass by Fleming. Opens up the play. Again, Leighlinbridge, patient. Another very raking crossfield ball. And it's a good ball across the Carl Brennan. Brennan kicks off his left, but that's a brilliant diving block by the Clonmore man. The ball breaks out again to the middle of the field. Clonmore looked like they had done enough, but winning that free there was Liam Brennan. Did very well. Kevin doing exactly what you'd say to any young lad. Greasy ball, went down and felt a little hand in the back, and he goes down for that free.
Yeah, and look, often we are a little bit critical of teams for giving the ball away or forward for shooting, but we sometimes forget to praise our defenders and the blocking that goes in, and that type of block, I suppose, on the day of a county final is something that you can lift momentarily, but obviously it's not really entirely gone in their favour because now there's an opportunity for Leighlinbridge with Aidan Lillis, but it really has been an arm wrestle and mistake ridden, I suppose, which you might come to expect for a final. It can often happen, and Lillis looks to level it up. He struck it well, it's dropped in around the house, just didn't have the legs, Joe.
No, didn't have the legs, probably didn't put his boot through it as well as he liked. Placed it lovely, but just hung under the crossbar, and it was Colin McGrath who broke it down, and Clonmore get the break and win the free. Aidan Lillis, of course, we haven't mentioned him much yet, but I think he'll be a key man if Leighlinbridge are to win this. Of course, on the county panel there the last couple of years, and he's a flying forward if he gets that ball. Coming forward here, though, now is the Clonmore fullback, Anthony Keely McDonald. He's out around the middle of the field. Yeah, he's done very well. Again, holding up the ball here is Shane McGrath. McGrath looks to break to 65, and he does. That's a great pass inside to the midfielder, Luke Connolly. Good tackle back there by Daniel Byrne. Daniel Byrne, we mentioned there about Kevin, but great defending. Great hand in by Byrne. Twice, exactly. Broke the ball off Shane McGrath, and that ball then results in a free there to Leighlin, and that ball is back and round 45, and Liam Brennan has his hands on it now. Again, like we said, very evident here. Leighlin looking to very, very patient in their delivery here. They're working the ball across here over to the terrace side, and on the ball is PJ Hockney. Hockney surveys up. He looks to go inside, but he pops a lovely pass off there to that's Cathal Brennan. Brennan loses his pass again. But again, Clonmore very, very patient, very, sitting back there, content for Leighlin to run at them. And they're after turning that ball over a few times now. And it's the wing back, Billy Lawler, and he plays the pass back to Colin McGrath. 11 minutes and 40 seconds gone here, and it's a point apiece here. It's been a lot of good football, like we said. There hasn't been many scores, but there's been a lot of good attacking play, and especially, I suppose, there's been a lot of good defending. More importantly, we're seeing with the amount of turnovers in both halves. On the ball there is Enda McGrath. Again, Clonmore patient. They're just underneath the stand there, going back to the corner back this time, and that's James Whelan. Whelan looks to switch across. It might get off the surface, and it does. So we've mentioned there, Kevin. Again, that's a couple of times there. It was a lovely ball, maybe on a different day, but that one skid up off, and it's a line ball here to Leighlin.
Yeah, look, again, sloppy play, grease or no grease, like it's a simple pass on the force there that Clonmore won't be happy about. And here comes Liam Brennan for Leighlinbridge, Joe.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's breaking inside here. He's about 30 yards from goal. Throws back to Paddy Fleming. Fleming kicks with the left. Is this one going to stay inside? No, this is the umpires. And that one has stayed just out of the right-hand side of Colin McGrath's goal and wide. And there's a couple of Leighlin men down there just in that passage of play. I think we've Liam Brennan is one anyway, and it could be Paddy Fleming. He got his shot away, but it was under severe pressure kicking it. And he might have just, he ran into that attempted block, I think. So. And the
ref doesn't have to stop it because it's not a head injury.
Yeah, so it's play on here, and Clonmore are now advancing up here, and they're on their own 65 here with their full back. Anthony Keeley McDonald, and he tosses it back here just underneath us here in the terrace. Tom Pollard, again, he's playing that lovely kind of deep Lincoln role, and he's got on a lot of balls so far, and it's a good ball inside to Jake Hickey. Hickey gets it on the second attempt. He's just back inside his own 65. Again, Leighlinbridge dropping everyone back. There's only one man inside the opposition half, and that's Paddy Fleming. On the attack now is Matt Cullen. Cullen goes with a long kick pass inside, and if that goes inside, there could be a goal chance here. And it's Con Murphy. He's inside. He's on the 14. He elects to punch it, and he punches that one right.
Yeah, Con will not be happy with that. He is probably Clonmore's most experienced campaigner on this side. Was on the Carlow minor side in 2007. They got to Crow Park. Scored a goal, I think, in the semi-final against Louth in Crow Park that year as well. He's played in a good few finals for Clonmore. They contested lots of intermediate deciders, I suppose, in the last decade, and he's the one they'll be looking to going forward for the rest of this game.
Yeah, he probably got caught in two minds, Kevin. There, he was inside. He probably just didn't have the pace to go for goal. Probably should have elected to kick it over the bar, have a go with his foot. But the hand pass it lacked a little bit of power and direction. It drifted wide. But anyway, Leighlinbridge won't mind that, and they're on the attack here now. And coming out to his own 65 is PJ Hockney. Again, like we said, Clonmore drifting back there, very disciplined in their defending so far. Shane Farrell gets to try to get his hand on the ball, bounces on the ground, but Field O'Toole wins the break. And on there now is Kieran Casey, and Casey's on the Clonmore 45, but he's out here near the sideline. He might look to go back here as the man inside he has, and it's PJ Hockney, and he's been very positive so far in all his play. He's up right on the end line. He'll have to look for support here. He'll have to go backwards. He likes to kick pass back, and that one is going to be gathered here by Jason Daly. Daly's coming in a little bit. He might have shot a goal. No, he plays a lovely pass inside. That's in here, and it's to reach Paddy Fleming. And Fleming is again blocked down, and there again are the Clonmore men. And that was a great block down, Kevin. You have to give the defender credit there.
Yeah, and in fairness, it was good patient build up by Leighlinbridge. I thought maybe Jeffrey should have took the shot on himself, but he probably did what he's coached to do, and that's give it to a shooter. But it was a fine block from the Clonmore defender. And now there's been a bit of an incident off the ball, which results in Leighlinbridge winning a free. Possibly could have went either way, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we were wondering what way it was going to go. And James, that's a tricky one, I suppose. Look, if you say that's a deliberate kind of collision, is it a black card? Are you taking the man out of play? But look, no one's complaining, and James Foley's happy to let the game play on here.
Yeah, Clonmore compact, Joe, in fairness. They're doing what I suppose a lot of modern teams do now. Forcing Leighlinbridge down the channels. They'll let you have the ball out wide all day long. They won't want you coming through the middle though, and Leighlinbridge did pick out a pass there, in the last phase of play. So interesting to see how it progresses. In terms of what Leighlinbridge are doing, I suppose to give the listeners a bit of an idea, with the press off the Clonmore kick out, they're kind of just giving them the ball to the 45 and then they're putting the press on. They're not exactly coming back to their own 45 straight away, but it is a game of chess, which is not too, I suppose, unusual for us this year in Carlow.
No, look, it's fighting is there to be won, and that's what you're saying here. But Leighlinbridge doing very well inside here. I think could be transferred in here. It's right in the 14. Lots of collisions. Oh, free in there. Yes, it is indeed, yeah. I think maybe in the back there, a little shoulder in the back there from the full back. It could be into Paddy Fleming's back. And Pack, no, it's not Pack. It's actually, it could be Aidan Lillis. Hard to see.
I think it was Jason Daly, Joe. But
Jason Daly, number 10, is it?
The one thing I say, Clonmore will not be happy giving that away because they have bodies back. It was a needless foul, and now Aidan Lillis has an opportunity on, heading for 17 minutes to level this up at a point apiece. It should be meat and drink to him, but
it should be. Yeah, it's on the 14. It's perfect position for a right-footed kicker. And he looked to put his foot through this one and level up the score here with just the clock going to tick over on 17 minutes. He takes a little kick and he pops it over the bar, and that's a very easy one there. I think it's Liam Foley is down maybe on that flag. It is indeed Uncle of James there, and he waves the white flag and he levels up the match here. So Aidan Lillis with a point there to level up the match after 17 minutes just on the clock.
Yeah, if you look at this kick out again, look, Leighlinbridge have dropped an extra man back. They're looking to get a split on. I think they might be content enough to let Clonmore have a shortish enough kick out, which they are. And in particular, they're happy enough to give it to Anthony Keely McDonald. But if you look at it now, they'll get a certain bank on the 45 or the 65, another bank back on their own 45. And look, it's probably paid off a little bit here, but you'd have to put it down to Clonmore error as well with the turnover here.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose, look, there, like you said, it's kind of cat and mouse out there. Clonmore, I suppose, worked that short kick out, and it's gone up to the Leighlin 65 for the win a ball or win a free. Shane Farr looked like he had it under control, but the ball broke away from him, and the Clonmore man went to go down. I think that there was a foot in there, so a Clonmore free right nearly on the sideline, 65 metres out from the Leighlinbridge goal. But they like to go backwards here to hold possession. Leighlin have a screen in front of that. Their own full back there now. They have a full back line, so that long ball isn't really on. So Clonmore have to be patient here. Back on the ball here now is the corner back, and that is James Whelan. Whelan is advancing. He pops a little hand pass right and halfway across here, and on the ball now is Rob Bulmer, and Bulmer is going through and he's kicking. He's solo left and he's solo right. He's about on the edge of the D here. There's plenty of Leighlin men there. They get lots of hands in, and that's a great pass by Con Murphy. Con Murphy switched the play across here to Enda McGrath. McGrath is just on the edge of D. Kicks with the left. It's spinning. It's high, and that's a fantastic score. Enda McGrath didn't look. As I say, it didn't look pretty as it screwed off his foot, but it was effective.
Absolutely. And again, Enda McGrath, another experienced campaigner. We played Clonmore here in an under-16 final in 2006. Show me age now. Enda McGrath was captain on the day. Hardy bit of gear. Memorable enough game as well, actually, funnily enough. It was hard and heavy, and Owen Ryan was getting a bit of hardship. No doubt he could be listening. Maybe he's here. But Owen Ryan had actually been taken off, and lad was giving him a bit of guff, and he waited till he was off the pitch, and then went about sorting out with a few slaps. And Davis didn't go back to 14 men. So that's probably why the rule has come in now that the player has to be off the field until the other sub comes in. So
that's it, exactly, yeah. But I suppose on that Leighlin kick out there, they got turned over, and PJ Hockney carried the ball into trouble, and referee James Foley said that he overcarried it, and with the free now about 25 metres out from the Leighlinbridge goal is Shane McGrath, and he has a cop at this one, and McGrath kicks that well, and he kicks that over the bar, and that's a very good score for Clonmore, and that's 3 points now to 1.
He loves them, Joe. Like, that's what he lives for. So yeah, 3-1, as you said. Oisin Dial back on the field now as well from Clonmore. Like, and if you're looking at it on the flip side, we made the point already. Leighlinbridge managed 1 score in that 10-minute period, which, looking back on it, you hope it mightn't come back to haunt them from my point of view, but it's a period that could be crucial.
It is, and just that saying that, they're after kicking that ball away there. I suppose with great pressure by the Clonmore men, forced that turnover. And on the ball now is the wing back, and that's Billy Lawler. He advances here. And Clonmore find themselves with Tom Pollard just outside the Leighlinbridge 45, but they pass it back to Enda McGrath, who's got a lovely point, like we said, off his left foot, and he looks and has a little few solos there. In here to Con Murphy, and Con Murphy is tugged back there by Daniel Byrne, and free here right about 6 or 8 metres in from the sideline there, right on the Leighlinbridge 45. And again, it's thrown back here to Shane McGrath. I don't know whether he'll have the distance for this one.
He's looking like he might have a crack at it. He's a runner.
He has a runner, but he doesn't go. He goes backwards. Back to Luke Conley. I suppose he's no one inside, and he had to know his distance. Shane Murphy is on this one now. He throws it there to Oisin Dial, who's back, like we said, restoring Clonmore's full complement. McGrath's back on the here now. Number 11 jinks and turns around. Again, Clonmore very, very patient, and Jay Kiki as well. They might look to switch it across here to try maybe get an overlap. If they look up here, they have probably an overlap over this side. Good ball. Rob Bulmer has it. Bulmer looks. His centre back went by him, Matt Cullen, but he doesn't play him. He plays it inside here to Oisin Dial. Dial might turn on his right. He jinks one way and drinks the other. And that's good refereeing, James Foley. I think, in fairness to him, he called it on spot on, and he calls Dial for over carrying.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of frustration creeping in with Clonmore slightly. I think you'd probably have to give Loughlin a little bit of credit. As I said, they're giving a sloppy ball away, but from a defensive point of view, they haven't really been playing that way all year. It's hard to coach in the week. They're not doing a bad job of it, but I'd say Clonmore on the attack now again, Joe.
Clonmore on the attack, and that hand pass inside here to the corner forward, and that's Pollard. But Pollard,
he's tugged back, I think, yeah.
Yeah, a little jersey tug there, so an easy one for James Foley there. And this is going to be a free here to Clonmore, and it's going to be a free here to Shane McGrath, and he is, I suppose, nearly identical position, Kevin, to where he got his last free, or his other free there. He is about, I suppose, in line with the edge of the D, but he's a couple of yards over towards the stand side, right for a kicker. So I suppose he'll look to pull this one in. Distance won't be a problem. He kicks it nicely, has it curled in. It has gone over the bar, and that down there is Jim Foley.
Yeah, Big Jim.
Big Jim, yeah. There won't be any arguments down in that square, I can tell you, because there'll only be one winner.
He will sort it out fairly lively.
There'll only be one winner down there. So that's over the bar, and that's 4 points down to 1 in favour of Clonmore here. So I suppose they're exerting their pressure here a little bit, and Keane Kavanagh goes along with that kick out, and it's going to come over to the middle of the field here. Great hands there. That was Liam Brennan going up to the clouds there and won that one over to Clonmore men and pulled back, and a referee says rightly so that was a free. So Jason Daly takes the free and he pops it back here, and coming on is Kieran Casey. Casey brings this inside the Clonmore half. Again, it's probably from here on in that they need to find a little bit of more penetration. There's Jason Daly. Now he's just about 30 yards from goal, but he's hugging the sideline back to Paddy Fleming. Fleming is more central. Again, Leighlinbridge being very, very patient, but they need to punch holes in that disciplined Clonmore backline. And backwards it comes, but again, they're moving forward a little bit more here. Daniel Brennan is on it. Brennan back to Paddy Fleming. Fleming might shoot. He might get a shot off here on his left. Was a double hop. No, it's the referee. Has a good hand pass inside into Aidan Lillis. Aidan Lillis chips that. Oh, and that one was Kevin. That was looking at it here, you'd say that Aidan Lillis, did he fluff his shot or not? But he actually went for a little chip over the keeper. The keeper was advancing. He took a right-footed shot, and it just must have got a hand and crept outside for a 45.
Yeah, and do you know what? A bit of credit to Paddy Fleming, because I thought he was going to end up going out a blind alley. There was so many Clonmore bodies back, and he skipped past 2 or 3 of them before creating the opening for Aidan Lillis. An audacious enough effort, but I expect nothing less from Lillis. He has the confidence to go for it. But I suppose crucially from this 45, to be looking to have the deficit, I suppose, make it 4 points to 2. Keane Kavanagh has struck these fairly well throughout the year, but we know conditions are a little bit tricky out there. Overall, great atmosphere. Probably, it's junior A football. Big crowd, yeah. There's a mountain of Clonmore people, I suppose, in the stand. There's a clatter of Leighlin people here in the terrace in front of us. And I've seen smaller crowds at a lot of senior games this year. So big turnout indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. And Keane Kavanagh sets himself up at this one. He strikes this one well. It has the distance. Is it staying inside? It is. And that's a good reply. And Kevin, it's nice. You're dead right there. I suppose, look, we have to credit Aidan Lillis that bit of invention, and this sort of magic maybe that Clonmore need to get, or to Leighlinbridge need to get back in the game. If that goal had gone in, what a lift it would give. But they got to 45, and more importantly, they nailed it, because at least you're getting something out of the move. It's now 4 points to 2. There's only there's very little in it. 24 minutes gone, 25 minutes gone. So that'll give them a big lift, and there's a big shout out there, as you probably heard from the crowd. But on the attack now from that Clonmore kick out is the cornerback. Paddy Gann. Gann is inside to McGrath, and McGrath is on Leighlinbridge 65, and James Foley said there's a little tug back here, and he might look to call. He does. I think it's Kieran. Is it Kieran Casey?
Yeah, possibly a yellow card, I would say.
No, maybe just a little tick.
Just a little tick, probably. Yeah, just a little tick.
I have to say, Kevin, when we talked about him before, I think this man is gone, and I only spoke to my brother about it today. James Foley, I think he's going to have a lot to say in terms of refereeing circles in Carlow, GA, the next couple of years. To me, he's an excellent referee.
Savage.
And he has all the hallmarks of a man who's going to make it.
That's great defending there again. Billy Lennon O'Brien. I think PJ Hockney got a ball there first, with a hand on the ball, and then Billy Lennon took the big hit, won the ball, won the free. I have to agree with you. Big James Foley fan, refereeing-wise, podcast-wise, football-wise. Yeah. I think he's a great character, but he's going places
absolutely. He's sort of lad you could see following in the footsteps of, say, like the Hickeys in terms of football referees in the county, or Pod, or Patrick Murphy or David Hughes will still claim as their own in terms of inter-county experience. But look, anyway, Leighlinbridge on the break here now, and it's PJ Hockney. He's on the Clonmore 45, and he kicks a diagonal ball inside. Waiting there, handy enough, is the Clonmore man, and it's time to pick up this and move forward. And that's the full back, Anthony Keeley McDonald, and he throws it back inside. And charging out here now is the wing back, and that's Billy Lawler. And Lawler's after making serious ground, he's made 40 yards. And Clonmore are up on nearly on their own 65 at this stage. Tom Pollard gets his hands, and he's had a lot of ball in his hands. And McGrath now was running direct, and he is opening up the legs, and that's a high hand, I think. I think so. I think I'd have to call that one myself. Yeah, probably a little bit of a high tackle.
And I think
by Daniel Byrne.
I think it's a yellow card. It could be a one-off, as in a yellow card for a one-off tackle anyway. But he has committed 2 or 3. If you look at it as well, I don't know if it's planned or not. I don't like me speaking bad of my own. Shane McGrath has been fouled an awful lot. Be it Daniel Byrne, and it is a yellow card for Byrne, but be it Daniel Byrne, be it Kieran Casey, they've stopped them in his tracks. And we're often at their fun outside the 45 as well.
But I think that time you have to credit those two things there. Look, it was an honest tackle. Daniel Byrne, Shane McGrath saw the space and he actually ran into it rather than looking to turn and come backwards. And he took on the man, and obviously you're stationary, and the man is coming at you. It's very hard tackle, and McGrath kicks this one from outside the 45. That's a great kick, and that's a ball in, and that's a great save by Cian Kavanagh. Con Murphy got his hand to that ball and knocked it goal bounds, and Cian Kavanagh did really well at his near post there. Had to get his body behind it, and it broke outside there to Kieran Casey. Casey was fouled on the way out, and just a little bit of attention here now. I'm not sure who it is in there, Kevin. I can't see the number. Leighlinbridge man down just on the edge of the square.
I think it's Billy Lennon O'Brien. That might have just got a bit of contact in going for that ball alongside Con Murphy. We spoke about Con's cuteness, and there he was lurking on the square. He got the hand to it. Cian Kavanagh had to be alert. He was alert. He got a touch on it. It's still 4-2. 2 minutes to go to half time. And Billy Lennon O'Brien is okay. So
yeah, good. And we have a shout out there from all the way from Anfield, Kev.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
Me and you and the left wing back, we got Dr. Cullen, but another member of the left wing back is currently sitting in Anfield.
That's right, Mr. Stephen Bambrick.
Yeah, he must be on the good expenses.
He must be,
he gets the good trips. Anyway, Leighlinbridge on the attack here now, and they're just inside the Clonmore half, and carrying the ball is Jason Daly, and he's now advanced to the Clonmore 45 with good hands there by Rob Bulmer. And Bulmer does enough, and he just gets his little hands squared, textbook defended by him, and he forces the Leighlinbridge man out over the line, and Clonmore will attack from this line ball. Again, they're working it well through the hands here, and Bulmer again is on that ball. A big, tall, rangy footballer. Good hands there. Is it? Yes, good thinking there. But it's back here now to James Whelan. And Whelan brings Clonmore inside the Leighlinbridge half, and a good pop pass there by Luke Conley. And Conley that's a great mark there by, I think it's Con Murphy, isn't it, coming out there?
It's a mark, and it was a free as well.
Double. Yeah, he got a hand up, and he got a hand in the back, as to say as well.
Yeah, so it's actually the free he's going for, and Shane McGrath will, you'll fancy him from here.
You will, Kevin, and it probably works out better in one way, in terms of not saying that Con Murphy wouldn't have kicked it from there, but like you now have a kick at goal with your, one of your ace marksmen as well. So, like you said, it's a good call by James Foley too.
So there's McGrath. Why do you think?
I give him the mockers.
you put the heebie-jeebies on him.
I give him the mockers, Kevin. 29 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock here, and it's 4 points to 2 in favour of Clonmore.
I tell you who I've been impressed with on the ball, Joe. It's not often Conor Rass get a bit of credit, but James Whelan for Clonmore, very, very comfortable on the ball coming forward. He's steady on it. He hasn't wasted one yet. And it's amazing how good you can look as a footballer by just doing the simple things right over and over again. It doesn't have to be Hollywood stuff.
No, exactly. And probably on the other side, PJ Hockney's been on a huge amount of ball, both defensively and offensively. And on the offence here now, as we speak, is Jason Daly, and he's just out on the edge of the 45. And Aidan Byrne has it. He throws it back inside, and Kieran Casey is on it. Leighlinbridge crowd looking for a free there, off of it, maybe hands it by Rob Bulmer on Byrne, but referees play on. And Daniel Byrne throws it into Paddy Fleming. He's just inside the 45. He might clock it. He has a good kick pass inside, looking there for the Leighlinbridge man, but broken down. And Clonmore do really well, and that was a good bit of defending there. It was Shane Farrell, I think, was in. No, maybe not Shane Farrell was in there looking for that long ball from Paddy Fleming.
Liam Brennan, I think. Yeah.
Was it Liam Brennan? Hard to see with the sun here, Kevin. Yeah, Clonmore on the attack anyway, and they're now breaking inside the Leighlinbridge half. Again, there's carrying the ball, we said, was Paddy Gann. Gann transfers it across here to McGrath. McGrath is bursting in. He's on the edge of the D. Con Murphy has it.
He has a good left foot as well.
He has, and he strikes that one with the left, and that one is just crept outside the left-hand side of Cian Kavanagh's goal and wide.
Yeah, look, again, it comes back to the age-old thing. When the ball doesn't go dead down the far side, you put yourself under pressure. You saw it quickly. Clonmore got that ball from defence to attack. Con Murphy, 2-footed player. I did fancy him from that position. He was unlucky with the effort. But as we trickled towards half-time, still 4-2 in favour of Clonmore. Hasn't been a classic job, but there's still a great atmosphere.
There is good atmosphere, and just on the button actually, just 31 and a half minutes gone, Kev, in the first half there, and referee James Foley blows the half-time whistle. So yeah, 4 points to 2, 4 wides I think to 1.
I have 4 wides to 1 as well, yeah. So for once we are actually agreeing on something here, which is
I'm agreeing because I'm reading your stats.
And you as a teacher now should not be copying people's homework. And you
have to play it cute, man. You know what I mean? You have to play it cute.
The 11th commandment is don't get caught. We've always said it. Look, calling it Joe with the Leighlinbridge hat on, you'd be absolutely delighted going in just 2 points down. You take it all day long. You look at the margin of defeat, I suppose, that Clonmore have put on Leighlinbridge in the 3 games so far this year. 4-2 at half time. Take it, absolutely. Yeah. The game, I think, in general, is riddled with errors. I know the conditions have played a part, but also there's, I suppose, unforced errors where there's no excuse on both sides, But Clonmore, in fairness, they are very, very intelligent. They're very cute, even their younger lads. They have their heads screwed on. Occasionally, you have to credit the Leighlinbridge defence, or what did I say, Leighlinbridge? The Leighlinbridge defence for being resolute and coming out and turning over ball. But at the same time, there is that little bit of cuteness there, and you can see how well coached they are. Kieran Walsh in there, Paul Garrigan, Philip Cullen, them two involved with the Meath ladies team. You can see it there. On the other side, you have to credit Damien Farrell for the way he's gone about his business. Yeah. This is exactly what he would have wanted at half-time, Joe. Yeah. David Kelly and Hugh O'Byrne there with him as well. He's put up a plan in place in a week to frustrate these lads, keep it tight at half-time, and now going into the second half, they've got a big chance.
Yeah, of course they do, Kevin. Look, they are very disciplined. In fairness, both defences have been really, really disciplined. There's been a lot of great blocking, a lot of patience back there, not jumping in. Watching. I suppose teams are trying to switch to play, trying to pop little passes in. It's been very disciplined. I suppose, if it is going to be a low-scoring game, we're not going to see, I don't think, fireworks in the second half. I suppose the only thing I would say is that probably at the minute, Clonmore probably have that little extra edge in their forward line in terms of creating chances. And, while it mightn't be high scoring, I suppose Clonmore won't mind if they get out by a point or vice versa with Leighlinbridge. You probably have to, like I said, you're probably wondering in the second half, have Leighlin, maybe a little bit more impact up front. For me, maybe trying to get Aidan Lillis more on the ball. A lot of the play, it's kind of coming down underneath us here, underneath the terrace side. When Lillis got on the ball over there, he created hassle. You'd like to see it switched across maybe more into his corner because, he is probably one of their go-to forwards here, as we know, with county panel experience. And the more times he gets on the ball, like Shane McGrath here for Leighlinbridge or for Clonmore, I think things will happen. But it is a set up for an intriguing second half. And like you said, Leighlinbridge, if you were taking it, coming into the final against Clonmore, heavy favourites, and you were to go in and say, look, you mightn't have played your best stuff, but you'd only go in 2 points down, would you take it? Absolutely.
Yep. One last word, I suppose, Joe, before we pull the handbrake and take a bit of a sabbatical here. Looking down at the benches, Dylan Doyle is a great piece of stuff there. I don't know how the Clonmore junior series got on last night, actually. I didn't see the result, but Owen Coleman is a serious footballer. He lit up the junior C final last year. He's lit up intermediate finals in the past. You wouldn't be surprised to see him thrown in here. I don't know how much he's done this year in terms of training or anything, but definitely a lot of huge experience. Dave Mulvaney, a former Carlow senior footballer, and then looking down on the far side, your Val Flemings on the Leighlinbridge side of things, your Lee Conrans in particular, Keith Lillis. There's a few of them boys. Keane Brennan got a goal the last day. I think this game is made for the like of a Lee Conran coming in with the last 15 minutes.
Oh, absolutely. Lee has great pace. And then even, like you mentioned there, one lad who we know, he mightn't have the legs, but he'll have the head for a game like this is Val Fleming, in terms of setting up a score, in terms of getting his hands on the ball, laying it off, winning a Q3, I suppose, look, we know him from, he's here with Leighlinbridge. We know him from playing his football days with Fenn as well, with the county as well. Just absolutely never gives the ball away. So he might be an option to come in there maybe as a kind of a fulcrum of the attack, to be again, I suppose, a ball player in terms of cuteness and stuff like that. So yeah, there is options on both sides, and it is set up for a big second half.
It is indeed. Val has played in a senior final with Fenna, of course, as you well know, and already play in all four. It's mad, like he was destined to play in the county final today anyway, with Fenna being in the intermediate, regardless of what club he was playing for. We're delighted to have him in Leighlinbridge, I have to say. Look, that's where we'll leave it for now, folks. We'll be back with the second half, obviously, in a few minutes. We just want to take a little brief sabbatical. So we'll put up our little display to say the second half is coming soon. And we will also stick up the following graphic, which we had up for the first half. And we'll knock off the microphone so we can give out half the country again. Chat to you soon.
3-2 Liverpool.
Well, folks, we're back here. We're just about to resume the second half of this 2022 Talbot Hotel Junior A Football Championship final. If you have just joined us, it is Clonmore 4 points, Leighlinbridge 2 points. All to play for in this second half. Exciting times indeed. It hasn't been a classic in terms of football, but it is a close contest. A few comments coming in. Geraldine Jordan says, come on Leighlinbridge. Breed O'Reilly says, come on All Blacks. David Keogh, he's over in Thailand or some part of Asia anyway. How are we looking, Kev? We're not looking too bad, Davey. We'll take that at half time. We'll see what the second half pans out. David is flying it actually with the Muay Thai boxing over there.
That's correct, yeah.
He's clobbering lads left, right, and centre.
So, he could be needed here for the second half, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Just looking around, Joe, to see is there any changes there. It doesn't seem to be anything stand out-ish, like. No.
Yeah, no, I can't see anything at the minute there anyway.
Just a reminder, we're on the comments, folks. Let us know how we're sounding. As I said, new equipment. First half seemed to go all right, but we're on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. We're not going to see the Twitter comments coming through the interface here, but we will see YouTube and Facebook. So if you're listening in there, drop us now a comment. Listeners all over the world. We have Canadian listeners, American, Australian, Asia, every part of the world. Even Anfield, yeah.
Even in Anfield, Liverpool winning 3-2.
Unbelievable.
Texas and listen to us. Ball is in anyway, second half is on, and going down the ball is the Clonmore midfielder off the throw-in, and he wins that. And that was number 8 in the McGrath. McGrath throws across to Rob Bulmer, and Bulmer does well to carry the ball inside, and he throws a hand pass inside, and 21. Oh, good interception. The ball is on the ground. There's a Clonmore man down. And that was great interception there by the fullback. I think Billy Lennon O'Brien there did really, really well coming out. It was a dangerous hand pass inside. Leighlinbridge do well. They're about 45 metres from their own goal, but doing very well over there is the Clonmore defence. And it's very scrappy over there. The ball is on the ground. Like we said, conditions underfoot are very, very slippy. And going down and winning that free is the Clonmore man. And Kevin, had that Clonmore man got that hands on the ball, that was a goal chance.
Yeah, visibility is quite poor here with that sun, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But Rob Bulmer kicks this one, and it looks like it's going short. And Keane Kavanagh does well under his own crossbar. And pops it out there to Jason Daly, and Daly will look to start a Leighlinbridge attack, but Clonmore look like they are very intent here now and turning over Leighlinbridge inside their own half, and they're tackling and pushing up quite strong, and maybe looking for that killer score to start in the second half. But coming out with this is Liam Brennan, and Brennan does well, transfers it across the Barn over there to Kieran Casey, and Leighlinbridge now look to go inside or break outside around 65, and fouling that ball is James Foley. The Leighlinbridge man was pulling the Clonmore man's hand, even though the Leighlinbridge man was on the attack. And Bulmer now throws that ball across there to Matt Cullen, and Cullen is very patient on the ball. Is Tom Pollard to the wing back, and that's Shane Murphy on the 45 here of Leighlinbridge. Again, very, very patient and deliberate build up here by Jake Hickey. Hickey goes back. Clonmore might look to see if they can find a gap on the far side, and Cullen jinks well. Throws it to the cornerback, just James Whelan. We talked about him in the first half. Again, Clonmore very comfortable on the ball here now on the Leighlinbridge 45. And they'll be looking to get a score for all this pressure. Ball pops across there to Luke Conley. Conley to McGrath. Shane McGrath jinks one way. Looks good interception there by the Leighlinbridge man. And a good bit of play there, Kevin. Very patient defensive work there by Leighlinbridge.
Yeah, I think it was Liam Brennan got the hand in, and Aidan Lillis wins the free. Clonmore will be happy enough to see Aidan Lillis on his own 45, mind. This is where Leighlinbridge have to make a count now, is making it move quickly from defence to attack, which they have in fairness, because Figo Tula sent one in towards Packy Fleming. Anthony Keeley, McDonald, a little bit over-exuberant there with the tackle, and Leighlinbridge have the free. Now, it's borderline Aidan Lillis territory. It's definitely Keane Kavanagh territory. So
yeah, it's and I think, Kevin, if there's a little bit of a breeze out there, it's probably favouring Leighlinbridge in the second half here. You can see there's a little bit of a flutter in the flags. Aidan Lillis now is about 6 or 8 yards in from the sideline, between the 21 and the 45. It'll suit right for the kicker if he has the distance. He curls that one lovely.
Oh, what a connection!
Lovely, and he pops that one over the bar. And that's a great score by Aidan Lillis. So we mentioned, getting this lad on the ball, Kevin, I think is going to be key. He came out. I know he was a long way from goal that time, from the Leighlinbridge or the Clonmore goal. But I think getting that man with the ball in his hands and kind of giving that little bit of freedom to play where he needs to play, I think will be very important.
That free would grace any county final anywhere. It was super. It was suitable for a right-footed free taker, but he was out, near the sideline between the 45 and the 21. Super score, 4 points Clonmore, 3 points Leighlinbridge. And Joe, we have listeners in Chiang Mai in Thailand as well. Brendan Kyo is over there along with David Kyo. Serious buckos. There's not big reunion coming up shortly as well. We must give that a shout out. I was supposed to get in touch with the boys a week ago. Sorry, Chris Conway, but there is our boys. I don't know if he'll be back for it in time, but that's my job done anyway.
And James Foley, he's currently doing his job in the middle of the field there, and he's booking Shane Farrell there for maybe, I think it might be a late hit. And Shane goes into the book with the yellow card there. He doesn't complain too much. Free now for Clonmore between the 45, just outside the Leighlinbridge 45, but just right on the stand or on the sideline over there. And Clonmore look to work this on back, and on the ball is Matt Cullen. Cullen now breaks past the 65, and he's a runner over this side, but he goes with a long raking pass inside to Pollard, but Pollard loses his footing. And, that was Jay Keeke, I think, lost his footing, and that ball goes out for a sideline over the far side of the pitch here to Leighlinbridge. And Leighlinbridge worked that one in, but that's a terrible ball in, and it's taken there by Oisin Doyle, and Doyle does well. Throws it off to Shane McGrath. McGrath has an overlap here to the far side, and that's Rob Bulmer. Bulmer kicks this one at the right. He has the distance. Has he got a score? No, that one never come in. And umpire over there on that side, I think it's Liam Foley away there, has flagged that one wide. So that's a wide, a let off there for Leighlinbridge. A poor line ball. It was neither to Kevin. It was neither to his chest, his head. It was nowhere. It was high and hanging. A dangerous ball to give there off your own 14.
Yeah, and you know what? I suppose from Rob Bulmer's point of view, just forcing it slightly. He should have put that one over, in fairness. And the one thing that's happening here is, like, Clonmore are still getting these opportunities, but the more wides they clock up, the more confidence that's given to Leighlinbridge. But I suppose they're creating the opportunities, and eventually they're going to make Leighlinbridge pay, and they might do it here, Joe.
Yeah, they're after turning over the Leighlinbridge kick out, one of them direct, and on the ball there is the wing back, and that's Shane Murphy. And it was Shane Murphy, Kevin, who started that attack. He actually claimed the kick out there in the middle of the field and attacked and played a couple of 1-2s, and he won a free there on the 21. And it could be another card here to Leighlinbridge.
Liam Brennan this time.
Could be,
yeah, so both midfielders on yellow cards, Joe. Look, it was a high tackle. Shane Murphy, another man I suppose we should give a shout out to. He's gone over the 30 bracket as well. Centre back on a Carlow minor team in 09. A right hardy bit of stuff. Great servant to Clonmore. And I suppose no different to this man, Shane McGrath, who will probably put this back to a 2-point game in favour of Clonmore.
It's a tight free for a right footed kicker. He's on the 21, over, on the right hand side, midways between the post and the sideline. Distance won't be an issue, obviously. It's just to curl it in. But it was Keane Kavanagh's kick out was really well raked, and that has gone nowhere. It's still
dangerous, Joe.
On the edge of the square, and that ball.
Where is it? It's in the net.
It's
it's wide. Oh, mother of Jesus! I was convinced it was gone to the net.
I was convinced, Kevin.
Holy hand of Jesus!
So we get, like we said, it was a difficult free for Shane McGrath. He had to curl it, like a right foot kicker on the right hand side. He had to curl it across. There was a punch in there. It could have been by Con Murphy. Ball broke inside. A very sloppy couple of deflections, but broke off the Clonmore man and went wide. And that's a big let off here now for Leighlinbridge. And Cian Kavanagh kicks that one out to the middle of the field. Up go the hands, and Liam Brennan does well to break that down. And on the ball there now is Aidan Lillis. Sorry, not Aidan Lillis. It's Carl Brennan. Brennan throws it inside. Now on the ball is Fiach O'Toole. O'Toole throws it inside. That's a good ball in here to Shane Farrell. Farrell turns back around. Again, he might have a shot goal with the breeze. No, he elects to go back across to the 45. Jason Daly back to Farrell. He's on the 45, and that's a good hand pass inside. And Lillis does well. He lays it off to Jason Daly. Daly jinks on the left. Good hands in there from Clonmore. And referee James Foley says fair play on. Full back coming out with it there, and that's Anthony Keeley McDonald. McDonald transferred it across. There's a lot of big hits going in here now. Lovely and fair ones on the ball. And again, Matt Cullen does really well. Takes a good hit off Dillian O'Brien. Clonmore now are inside the Leighlinbridge 45, and they're attacking at pace. And Oisin Doyle is on that ball. He throws a hand pass across to Tom Pollard. Pollard's in on goal. It's great save by Cian Kavanagh. Does well. The ball breaks back out here though on the end line here to the wing back, and that's the number 7 Billy Lawler. That ball's across the square. Great hands, PJ Hockney. He wins that ball and he carries it out across over towards the sideline, over towards the stand side. And James Foley, our referee, is signalling. We're not sure what he's signaling.
I think he's giving PJ Hockney a free out.
Is he? Yeah.
I'm nearly certain he is, and he's going moving it up now as well for. Oh, he's going throwing it in actually, Joe. So something obviously happened over there. We are blindsided by it all.
Yeah, but hard to see, but a great cornerback play by PJ Hockney to even bring that ball out towards the sideline.
That was some move from Clonmore, Joe.
Yeah, we'll probably see what Clonmore are maybe more capable of in the second half. They come out with a fierce lot of intent there in terms of even pressing Leighlinbridge really close to the goal and attacking their pace now. And they win that throw ball up, and Con Murphy does well, and he pops it back to Rob Bulmer. Bulmer looks to switch the play across, and he does to Jake Hickey. Hickey is on the ball. He's on the 45. He has a man over here and that's Shea Murphy. And Murphy is about 30 yards from goal. He jinks one way, jinks the other, and swings the right boot at it, but that's never going to curl in, I don't think. Is it? Oh, it hits the crossbar, off the crossbar, and underneath it there is the centre back, Daniel Brennan. And Brendan pulls in that first time, it's over the side, and that's a terrible challenge by Daniel Brennan. Barron, sorry, yeah. Daniel Barron, terrible challenge by him. Not that it was very dirty, just a very stupid and lazy challenge, Kevin, I think.
Yeah, look, no different. Maybe one or two that Clonmore gave away in the first half. That is, there's no real danger there. And now Clonmore an opportunity again to go a couple of points up. Clonmore are getting so much chances, Joe, where they're being so wasteful. Now, I'll give Cian Kavanagh a bit of credit. He made a very good save from that goal-bound effort. But, there's a couple of handy frees they've missed, a couple of efforts from play. This free here now is not an easy one for Clonmore to convert either. But, the more that happens, things are getting a bit squeaky here. So.
Yeah, and Shane McGrath lets go short. Oisin Daly takes back the 1-2, and McGrath kicks that one, and that one drifts to the left-hand side and wide. And we are still 4 points to 3 here, Kevin. Like you said, it's probably, had Clonmore taken those chances, it probably should be outside here at the start of the second half. But again, look, it's they don't take them, so Leighlinbridge are still in this game. But that's a loose kick pass across. But doing well over there is Fiach O'Byrne, and O'Byrne tidies up, and he carries that ball over the fence for Leighlinbridge, but loses it then. Going down, he's tackled by 2 Clonmore men.
It's off the ground.
And it's off the ground, and it's over carrying, says James Foley.
Yeah.
Clonmore are going to attack this one with intent. And in fairness, James Foley has been very consistent. Any sort of mountain, and he brings it forward. And Ron Bulmer now takes up that, and he might have a shot at goal. No, he elects to jinx solo. He throws it back out. And come breaking past the 45 here is Shane Murphy. Murphy back to Bulmer. Bulmer surveys his options. He's very calm in this ball. And he switches the play across here to the centre back. Who's attacking here is Matt Cullen. And Cullen has a lovely raking ball here. And that's Con Murphy, I think, on the ball over there. Murphy, again, Clonmore playing this ball across the 45 here. Bulmer again is on the ball. Over here to Luke Connolly. Connolly, again, we're underneath the terrace here. Shane Murphy's on the ball. Again, Clonmore very advanced. Lots of bodies committed to this attack. But they like to go way back here to the cornerback, Paddy Gann. And Gann now, again, might look to maybe break that line of Leighlin players. Luke Connolly is on the ball now. He's in this 45, but he hasn't a shooting chance. He plays inside here to Shane Murphy. Murphy turns, swings back on the left, and that's a loose kick, but it's not going to go dead. And that's going to land in there around the 14. And Oisin Daly does well to claim that ball up off the ground. And he's well marshalled there by Fiach O'Byrne. But he throws a lovely hand pass back here. And Clonmore might get a shot away here. But a disciplined defending. Rob Bulmer on the ball into Shane Murphy. Leighlinbridge being really disciplined. A kick there. And that's a dangerous ball inside square. And Con Murphy has it. And Cian Kavanagh did brilliant. Kevin, square ball or not, that was a great save by Cian Kavanagh.
Savage save. And again, Con Murphy around the house there, lurking. Again, I keep harping it, but Clonmore are getting so many chances, not taking them. Leighlinbridge are putting them under pressure as well, but they're also putting themselves under pressure because they're giving it away on their own 45.
Yeah, that's like.
And again, it's back into the hands of Cian Kavanagh from Enda McGrath. Joe, looking at this, Clonmore, if they go on to lose this game, they'll be absolutely kicking themselves. They really should be out of sight. They've had so many opportunities. You look at Leighlinbridge's score and conversion rate, will say they've had 4 opportunities, I think, of scores, maybe 5. If you include a drop short ball, 3 scores, none of them play, and a wide. And Clonmore have just had so many chances.
They've had, and like we said, they've had a couple of half goal chances as well, but Leighlinbridge won't care, and they're in the attack here now. And Daniel Barron has a lovely pass up. That might break, it does break off the hands of Paddy Fleming and no over lane. Kevin, I suppose Daniel Barron is been replaced there. I didn't hear
Robert O'Byrne is coming in, yeah.
So
Robert to be older brother of Fiach, both sons of Hugh, a serious character.
Oh, yeah.
In fairness now.
He's the gas man, he's Hugh. I played soccer with him, and I tell you, my ankles aren't the same from training with him. Two good young lads. And like we said, Kevin, Clonmore are a different animal in the second half, but they haven't got the scores. And like we said, after 12, nearly 13 minutes of play, there's still 4 points to 3, so it's a one-score game. And Leighlinbridge kind of pinned back in their own half, I suppose. That's probably the big difference here. Clonmore are really pushing up, trying to.
They are, Joe, but they're forcing it a little bit. The more composed team is going to win this game now at this point, because this is where it's at. It's on a knife edge, really. It's so tense here at the moment.
Robert O'Byrne kicks into Jason Daly, and Daly lacks a little bit of composure. And a shot at goal, and that one never came off his left foot right, and that one goes.
It kind of has the feel of a game of both sides just not wanting to lose it. But when are the shackles going to go off at this point? Who's going to go for it? Who's going to have a pair of Lee Roddy and actually take this game away the throat for the neck, because it's just on a knife edge. You can cut the tension here. A couple of comments coming in, Joe, as well. Reid O'Reilly says, Kevin, you nearly gave me a heart attack. That must have been in relation to the ball we thought was in the net. Des Shaw says, Keane Kavanagh sounds like a man of the match contender. He's definitely in the shake-up. Absolutely.
Very, very safe there under the ball and a couple of good saves.
Clonmore on the attack again.
Yeah, Matt Cullen on the attack again. Clonmore breaking through a little bit easier this time. Rob Bulmer, he's carried a fierce lot of ball. And he's nearly on, he's between 21 to 45, and Shane McGrath kicks that one with the right foot.
That's better looking.
That one is a beauty, I think. And there's no mistake with that one. And that's a great score.
That's a cracker, Joe, in fairness. And look, in the game so far, it's only the third point we've had from play, out of 8 scores, is it? Yeah, so Jenny back, I don't know what to say. And there's a short kick out, which is pressurised by Clonmore. Kieran Casey can't go back to Keane Kavanagh. He has gone back to Fico Byrne, and James Foley is given a free out there now. And Leighlinbridge coming forward with Robert O'Byrne once again.
Yeah, Byrne, doing well. Again, that short little kick out was pressurised, like you said, big time by Clonmore. They aren't giving up their kick out in the second half. And that's a long ball down into the corner here to Paddy Fleming. And Fleming will do well to get at now this. And across there comes Anthony Keeley McDonald. And McDonald does well to win it. And he comes out and he plays it across here to the cornerback. And that's Paddy Gann. Again, Clonmore, like we said, they're content to work this ball through the hands. They have an overlap here at the spot, but no good covering back there by Cathal Brand. Picks up the Clonmore man, but Clonmore have the ball around the middle of the field and they're working it across here. Again, Leighlinbridge funneling back, and they have been very disciplined in the second half, but at some stage you're going to have to press.
There's gaps here, Joe.
There's gaps developing here. And that ball is going to break inside to Oisin Doyle. And Doyle does well. He's in the 21. He plays across the Shane McGrath. McGrath jigs one way, turns with the left, and he slices that one over the bar. That was a goal chance, Kevin.
A big goal chance. I think this is David Mulvaney.
Yeah. Tom Pollard has gone off, and he's carried a lot of ball out there, especially in the first half, and he makes his way out. And that was a goal chance, Kevin.
I was and Shane McGrath blazed it over the bar, 6 points to 3 in favour of Clonmore. It is indeed David Mulvaney who's come on, and the experience that man's going to bring in the closing stages. And just looking down at the Leighlin bench, and it's probably at this particular juncture now, you're looking for the likes of Val Fleming or a Lee Conran or a Keith Lewis. I don't know what way Darren O'Keefe is. It's probably at that point, I think.
Well, look, in a low-scoring game, with there's 14 minutes left to go here. It's 6 points to 3, so they need to get to change up something here. That's a great take in the middle of the field.
Mulvaney straight away.
Mulvaney straight away. Yeah, did well. Won the Keane Kavanagh's kick out, and but no, it's his referee James Foley.
Do you know why he didn't put the hand up for the mark? He blew for the mark, but the player has to put the hand up as well.
And a quick ball inside, and that favours Paddy Fleming. Fleming does well. He's on the Clonmore 21. Good pass inside, but just not going to hand. And that's loose, and Clonmore can attack up now, and they're coming breaking at pace. Again, they look a little bit fresher here in the second half, and Rob Bulmer has overcarried that ball, and that's a great call by James Foley. I think they're probably just was in two minds whether to take another solo or pop the pass inside. And there was good tracking back there by the Leighlinbridge men. Yeah. They're on the attack now and across there over the terrace side here to Robert O'Byrne. Byrne just pops it inside, and that's on to Shane Farrell. He breaks through and he's on the edge of the D. He might get a shot away, but there's plenty of more bodies. He throws it across there to the number 12, Aidan Byrne, and Byrne slaps that one over the bar, Kevin, and we're back to a 2-point game here, 6 points to 4.
Leighlinbridge's first point from play, 47 minutes into this one. They won't mind what way to come, of course, but Clonmore still in command, 6 points to 4. I see Val Fleming warming up. I think Keith Lillis is warming up as well. So we are going to see a change shortly. In fairness, Paddy Fleming's point a big shift. He looks to be tiring slightly, even though he's put Clonmore under a bit of pressure here. So you'd imagine maybe he might be one that could make way, Joe.
Yeah, probably I'd say he has, and he's ploughing a lonely furrow up there. You know what I mean? He's the one attacker that stays inside, and there's a couple of balls punted up to him, and he's done what he can. He's got his hands on a good few balls, so he might possibly be the one to make way. But Clonmore here are just gone inside the Leighlinbridge half, and Oisin Doyle looked like he was fouled.
He was.
Yeah, and PJ Hockney there just got caught too close to him, Kevin.
Yeah.
Again, in two minds whether to let him win the ball or get a hand in, and just too close and brought him to the ground. It's a free now for Shane McGrath again, just inside the 45.
Yeah, very much of the Stonewall variety, Joe, in terms of frees here. And McGrath has a little bit of work to do with this, but he has caught them before. It's actually Oisin Doyle is going to
Oisin is
have a pop with them. Now, Oisin Doyle has clocked up serious scores so far in this championship and down through the years. He's still only a chap, like.
Yeah, just not long old minor, sure, Kevin, isn't he? He hurled actually here he hurled for Burn Rangers here in the junior hurling final as well this year.
That's right, yeah.
This is his second junior final. He's a good hurler as well.
So he's, again, this is a difficult free. And he's creeping a few yards, but he kicks it well. It looks like he's going short, and it's short and wide, Kevin. Let it off for Leighlinbridge.
It is. I think, like, I'm up with the correction on this, but I think Clonmore have 8 wides. A couple of goal chances missed as well, and double change for Leighlinbridge with, Val Fleming. Val Fleming for Paki. Fleming, yeah, and Aidan Burr being replaced by Keith Lillis here. So, look, it's a big throw of the dice. I don't know what way Lee Conran and Darren O'Keefe are, but they're other lads that they might look to spring coming down the stretch here as well. But look, it's obviously a low scoring game. It's 6-4 in favour of Clonmore. There's 11 minutes left. There's a few twists and turns in this, I feel, yet, Joe.
There is, Kevin. Yeah, I mean, look, when you know, if you're Clonmore, it's still in the back of your mind. You haven't put away Leighlinbridge. Leighlinbridge are still very, very much in this game. And you're only one score away from going ahead, so a good kick out to the middle of the field. But Clonmore again probably winning those long kick outs, and on the ball is Enda McGrath. Great interception though by Cathal Brennan, and Brennan tries to break past the Clonmore 65, and he does so, and he's fouled. And again, it looks like Keith Lillis is going to kick this one, and Keith's about 60 metres out, so obviously looking to play this one short. Goes across field and kind of backwards across there to Kieran Casey, and Casey will look to make a few yards here. He's on the Clonmore 65. He doesn't look like he's going to go inside, so he'll go across there to Robert O'Byrne. O'Byrne, though, has been hassled there by Oisin Doyle.
He's fought for steps, and do you know what? He had options.
Yeah, and again, James Foley has been very, very, very consistent with stuff like that there today, and very consistent here with in terms of any mountain back or anything else. He just brings it up, and I think,
spot on.
Absolutely spot on. Yeah, I mean, look. I'm just, and in fairness, there's no complaints from the players or anyone else. Like, I mean, they understand, so that's good too. But look, Clonmore on the attack, and it's Shane McGrath. And McGrath again puts on the afterburners, and he makes a few yards, and he's driving at the heart of the Leighlinbridge defence. Throws it over to Rob Bulmer. Bulmer has a shot. Goal.
What block
by Fiat O'Toole. Good defending by Leighlinbridge. Leighlinbridge doing well. Yeah, Keith Lillis. Yeah, coming out with that. Well, PJ Hockney. Keith Lillis. Sorry, coming out with that ball. Keith Lillis is on the ball here now. He might throw it back. He does, yeah. He throws it back to his cornerback, Fiat O'Byrne, and O'Byrne inside to Kieran Casey. And Leighlinbridge bring that just across their own 45, and it's in the safe hands there of Liam Brennan.
That's good now, that phase of play. Moving the ball quickly. The first time really in the game, without trying to sound harsh, to move it quickly. And now, Cathal Brennan's been asked to do a little bit of keeping in play, and he's just about did.
Well underneath.
Millimetres in it.
Does well underneath the terrace here, yeah, absolutely. Good play by him. I wonder, Kevin, would it be an option at some stage if Shane, you have Shane Farrell, or you have Liam Brennan in on the edge of the square, for a long ball, maybe near the end. They're doing well. I know it's plenty of time here, 10 minutes left, but just to vary it up a little bit. But look, a block there on Shane Farrell by Shane McGrath, working back in his own half, and on the ball there is Luke Connolly. Connolly plays a kick pass inside, and that's I can't see from here, Kevin. That's
Con Murphy.
Con Murphy. Con jinks left, jinks right, holds it up. He's on the 45. Leighlinbridge again. Some more patient, playing a couple of little 1-2s over there. One of them is the sub, David Mulvaney. Mulvaney likes to go back, and Bulmer is again on the ball. He's broke a lot of lines and gained a lot of yards. There's probably a little tug of a jersey as well as steps there, Kev.
Yep, balances
out. Yeah, Shane Murphy on the ball. He's on the Leighlinbridge 45. A couple of runners inside. One of them there is Oisin Doyle. Did well to take that ball, and he jumps up in the one movement back to the midfielder for Clonmore. And again, Clonmore being patient, but I might have a shot of goal here from James Whelan. No, Whelan again plays it across the very.
There's a shot on here.
There is a shot on here, Kevin. Yeah, Billy Lawler.
Oh, they spilled it.
Billy Lawler.
Now there's a counter attack on.
There is. And back there, it was Aidan Lillis, and like what you said, Kevin, would prefer him further up the pitch, but.
Yeah, Clonmore made the change. I didn't quite get that.
We'll see a number there.
Rob Bulmer's off, and I think it's 22. Rory Maguire that's in, and Keane Brennan is in as well on the Leighlinbridge side.
That's
Jason Daly coming out.
Yeah, Jason Daly's after coming out. Yeah. I'm surprised. Well, I'm surprised with Rob Bulmer being taken off. I thought maybe his legs are just going around, but he's carried a lot of ball for me. So maybe just want to freshen up, maybe. But anyway, look, Leighlinbridge on the attack here now. They're on the 65, Clonmore 65. Again, it's just here where they don't seem to have that penetration, and James Foley gives a free right on the 65.
But the pace road needs to be up from a Leighlinbridge point of view. They're 2 points down. They're a bit slow moving it when they have the frees. They just need to get going now. There's 7 minutes left.
Shane Farrell on the ball, throws it out to Robert O'Byrne, yeah. Again, hard to see with the sun. O'Toole does well. Recycles it back, and this is Keith Lillis. Keith doesn't fancy a chance shot from there, so it's back to Leighlinbridge's captain, Liam Brennan. He's just on the 45. He breaks another challenge, and he's broke 2 challenges, and he pops it inside. That's a loose hand pass.
That's a free.
Leighlinbridge might work out here, and it's in here to the sub. Oh, that's a good save, and it breaks back to the wing back, and that's over the bar. Jeffrey Dorn with the goal at his mercy.
Do you know what that is, Joe? As well as being, Leighlinbridge got a score over it. Jeffrey Dorn pulled on the first time. It went over the bar. It's an outstanding advantage from James Foley because the free was there. He gave Leighlinbridge every one of those 5 seconds to get the opportunity off. You might have saw the referees bringing it back. He left it go. It's back to a 1-point game. 6 Clonmore, 5 Leighlinbridge. Outstanding referee.
And again, compliment, I suppose, look, it was a half-goal chance there from Jeffrey Dorn, but he pulled on it first time and it flashed over the bar. Probably didn't realise he had maybe as much time. But again, I think the good thing from a Leighlinbridge point of view, they got a score out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I suppose they were going to get hopefully a score from the free as well.
Joe, I'm going to have to go back to my Bible. I don't know if there's extra time or replaying this, to be honest. On the front and on the second page, I don't actually see any illustrations. So who knows? We might have additional periods.
And we could have a free here now. Again, a turnover for Leighlinbridge. You have to turn over that Clonmore kick out.
And is this being moved up as well?
It has. It's just now a free outside the 45, about 46 metres out, Kevin, and it gives Cian Kavanagh, who nailed a lovely 45 in the first half and was unlucky with another one.
As the crow flies, will bring it to 49 or 50, I'd say. Will it?
Yeah,
it's over to the right.
Yeah, it's over to the right, but he won't mind that. Like, I think, he'll have a pop at this one.
Yellow card for Clonmore's Luke Connolly.
Luke Connolly yellow. So 25 minutes and 23 seconds gone and 6 points to 5 for Clonmore.
There's a few yards going shape as well for Cian Kavanagh there. He's now on the 45-yard line, so we'll bring that back to 48 metres as the crow flies.
Yeah, well, there's never a harm, says you. But anyway, look, he'll have a go at this one. He's a good kicker. He's dead before the match down there.
Tease it up. Cian Kavanagh to level this one with 4 minutes on the clock. Very calm, very composed. Here he comes. Cian Kavanagh dropping in around the house, and Clonmore deal with it. So.
And Clonmore are going to get a free out. I'd say no, free in. Ooh, big call.
So Clonmore have been blown for steps. Liam Brennan had his hands out. In the end, Liam Brennan fell to the ground. The Clonmore player went down on top of him. Clonmore are not impressed, but I think this is going to be level pegging. Now, Joe, 85 listening here at the moment. A lot of people dipped in and out during the game. This is quite a high listenership for a Junior A final being streamed that we don't have, unfortunate radio frequencies to put out on a radio channel as well. But the powers of modern technology. We're looking at a game here now which is about to be levelled.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, Aidan Mills is not going to miss this. He's 14 yards out, right in the middle of the goal. Takes his little jink and pops it over.
And 6 points apiece.
Yeah, 26 and a half minutes gone, Kevin. We would draw a match here. You can hear the banging. I don't know where it's from or who it's from, but obviously someone who's very happy. But that was a strange one, Kevin. I mean, look, Cian Kavanagh didn't strike the 45, popped in. The Clonmore man just kept coming with the ball. He won a great ball under his crossbar. I think it was could be in McGrath. Kept coming, and the referee said, "Look, charge him." But anyway, look, Clonmore look to win this kick out, and they do. And that's centre back Matt Cullen. That's a great kick out under pressure from Colin McGrath. He did really, really well there. And they're breaking here, and on the ball is Billy Lawler. And Billy Lawler kicks a long raking kick pass inside, and that one has gone out over the sideline. And there's a very vocal Leighlinbridge crowd around us, Kevin. Anyway.
Yeah, there's someone hopping on the door next door here. I think that's the media box, so I'm not quite sure if there's any other person from Leighlinbridge working in media, but they might have wormed their way into the press box there. They're definitely adding a bit of ambience and a bit of flavour as the line ball is taken.
Does well on that, and he throws it across. Oh, that's a suicide ball from. But they're done really, really well there. That time was Cathal Brennan to get his hands in that because that wasn't a good pass. And Field got now. He's on the 65 and he jinks inside and he's looking to set up another attack. And Cathal Brennan will be measured with this one. Good hands though.
That's super tackle, Joe. Rory Maguire.
Rory Maguire, brilliant defending by him. Stood him up and brought the ball to ground. And on the ball now is Billy Lawler. And Lawler is fouled between his 45 and his 65, but that was a great bit of defending by Rory Maguire.
Intelligent fouling from Kieran Casey as well. Rory Maguire, super defending, Joe, because you know Leighlinbridge had a bit of momentum. They were on the attack. Val Fleming was lurking around. They still haven't got Val Fleming on the ball. No. This is the crucial thing.
The only good thing I suppose that Val is doing, he has the head to cover. He knows what space needs to be covered, and do you know what I mean? And he'll do his best to cover. On the ball now is in the McGrath, and McGrath goes across, and again
Clonmore on the attack with
James
James
Whelan.
Whelan. Yeah, Whelan doing well. Tosses it back right in halfway. We're our 28 and a half minutes, 28 seconds actually on the clock. So a minute and a half of normal time. Roy Maguire on this ball again. Will Clonmore run this clock down? I suppose a la some other sports where they bring it down and then get their shooter on and try to.
Here's the shooter now, it's Oisin Doyle.
That's Oisin Doyle, and Leighlinbridge do not want to give away a free here or a free shot, and they need to be disciplined. But Doyle takes a big hit off Brennan, but Clonmore still on it. Rory Maguire is on it. He's about 30 yards from goal.
Here's the shot, Joe. No, it's not.
No left footed kicker on the ball. I think Kev there for Clonmore.
That's some zone defending, in fairness.
Yeah, it's been both teams, Kevin, have been hugely impressive.
Absolutely brilliant.
On the ball, though, we talked about it before. It's James Whelan. He's inside the 14. He kicks.
He has a goal, Joe. Oh, it's gone to the right and wide. It's gone to the right and wide.
Gone wide, yeah. He kicked with his left, right foot kicker, and very confident. And we talked about him, his ball carrying ability, Kevin. And,
man, he's been brilliant. Joe, look, from both sides here, if you're looking at man of the match contenders, Shane McGrath straight away for Clonmore has been brilliant. James Whelan for Clonmore has been brilliant. Keane Kavanagh has been outstanding for Leighlinbridge.
Yeah,
definite three contenders.
Absolutely, yeah. And I like I said, I have been very impressed. At least 3 minutes here, Kevin. So an interesting. Clonmore, interesting enough, look, have they're playing three in that full forward line, so they're not letting Leighlinbridge out with a handy ball. I suppose they've won a few of Keane Kavanagh's long kickouts, and maybe they're trying to press this and make Keane go long. This is an important kick out. Keane gets that one really well away to PJ Hockney. Hockney, again, one of them good players that we talked about. Billy Lennon O'Brien on the ball. Very patient play across back here to Fiaco Byrne. But a Byrne.
It's great tackle by Oisin Doyle.
And with good hands by, that was Kieran Casey. Did well to help out his corner back because there was a lot of pressure there. And Keane Kavanagh there was on the ball in the 14, and he passes this up and onto it is Cathal Brennan. He's covered in the mount in the ground as well, Kevin. Again, the wing back Jeffrey Doran is on it. Jeffrey, who got one of the last scores. Leighlinbridge very patient, but that's a loose hand pass by Cathal Brennan.
Fiaco Byrne did super well.
Did well. He put his body in there, and Fiaco O'Toole is now on the ball. And Leighlinbridge, like we said, Kevin, there's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left of added on time, and Leighlinbridge are on the attack, and PJ Hockney is now breaking through the 65 for Clonmore and across to Fiaco O'Toole. He's on the 45. He breaks a tackle. He might be able to shoot. Oh, he's done his solos. Does he solo too much? He solos.
That is 3 hot dogs. Fiaco O'Toole. Oh my God, Joe Nolan.
Unbelievable score. Fiaco O'Toole. 2 dummies, a la Owen Mulligan.
Holy mother of God.
And pops that ball over. And Kevin, from 6 points to 3, Leighlinbridge are now 7 points to 6 up with 31 minutes and 16 seconds gone. So 1 minute and a half here for Clonmore to get back into this game. Kevin, in fairness, Leighlinbridge have shown some guts and determination to turn this around.
I tell you, Joe, PFT Travel sponsor the Irish F1 Show, our sister podcast. They need to get every sort of bus belonging to PJ Farrell and PFT Travel back behind that ball at the moment to try to see this out. But Clonmore are not going to go away. They're on the attack, but they've turned it over, Joe. This one is not good for the heart.
This is not good for the heart. But the line ball here for Clonmore on the 21. I think it's hard to see. I think it could be Shane Farrell is down. I don't know whether it's cramp or an injury to his foot. Holding his foot anyway.
Yeah, Oisin Doyle is trying to get him up off. I think he's cramping. Or this is outstanding sportsmanship from Oisin Doyle.
Yeah.
He is trying to unhinge the cramp that Liam Brennan is enduring. What fantastic sportsmanship.
Absolutely, Kevin.
Unbelievable.
You'd be thinking he'd be absolutely ravaging looking for a ball, but James Foley stopped the clock, and like you said, great sportsmanship from him, making sure that
Can Clonmore have a goal from here, Joe? Is it to be ambitious? It's a line ball about 30 yards out. Roy Maguire goes short. He'll probably take it back off Oisin Doyle. Clonmore need to find a way to get a score here. Leighlinbridge need to cling on. Who's going to take on the opportunity, Joe? Coming forward is Anthony Keeley McDonald. They need to get the shooter on the ball.
They need Shane McGrath, I'd say, on the ball, or they need to try engineer a free, and Leighlinbridge need to be disciplined here.
And McGrath has it, Joe. Is Shane McGrath here now? Matt Cullen, it's going all the way across. It's back out as far as Dylan Doyle.
There's only 15 seconds of normal time here. Like, it depends on what James Foley decides to blow, but I'd rather be having a shot at some stage.
Is there an equaliser? It could be coming here for Clonmore. They might think about this one. It's Enda McGrath. It comes back. It's coming around the corner. Clonmore with the shot. And this one has gone in and it's gone over the bar. It's Anthony Keeley McDonald. I think it could be Billy Lawler, actually.
I think it's Billy Lawler with the equaliser. And look, that is an incredible score. I was wondering where they're going to get the shot away. Was time going to go up on them? But in fairness, great patience by them. and they popped it over the bar, and it's a draw match, Kevin, here, and we're 33 minutes and 20 seconds, and that is full time, Kevin.
That is curtains. Clonmore 7 points, Leighlinbridge 7 points. I don't know if there's extra time or if there's a replay. The players are going in to ask James Foley. The selectors are going in to ask James Foley. Micheál McNally is going in. They're looking over to Marty Barry. Marty Barry's probably going to have a chat with Gerardine. Gerardine is coming down with the cup to tell him what's going on. We are going to eagerly anticipate the announcement. Marty Barry is signalling like a white ball. I don't know, does that mean it's curtains? We're trying to find out here at the moment. We're unsure. There is deep uncertainty. The players are now going into their respective huddles. Micheál McNally is there chatting to James Foley. James Foley is now going in to chat to Gerardine. There is still a little bit of confusion. It's not signalled in the match programme. Both sets of players are out on the field. Both sets of players are out on their feet. It has been an enthralling encounter. James Foley is shaking hands with Kieran Casey. He's going in. There is going to be a replay. Phew. MC Hammer and Marty Barry making the announcement. We are going to a replay.
And probably
Joe Nolan.
fittingly so, in fairness, Kevin. I think.
Holy God.
I think both teams, in fairness to them, deserve it. I know you're a little bit biased there for, I'd say you're in the
Not at all, not at all.
But I think
I'm knocking off this year, so
you're okay. I think both teams deserve another day, another 60 minutes in with a good crowd like this. Look, fantastic stuff. It looked all ends up. Clonmore were home and home, 6 points to 3 up with about 15 minutes left.
Clonmore did everything in their power to lose that game.
Probably in the first 15 minutes that game, Kevin, it should have been game over, and that's not been disrespectful to Leighlinbridge. I think it's just been very fair in terms
It's
of
been
chances.
realistic, you know.
But Leighlinbridge hung in, and we said there, like, you know, picking off those little scores. Suddenly they kicked the next 4 scores in a row, and you know they find themselves going into injury time a point up. Amazing, fairness, Clonmore, patience. And I think we said it was the wing back Billy Lawler there kicking, and that was.
I'm nearly certain it was.
I'm fairly sure as well. It was number 7, Billy Lawler, and a pressure kick, a real pressure kick, and fair play to him for popping it over. And like I said, I think the crowd deserves another 60 minutes out of it, because that was, even though it was low scoring, very entertaining.
Jeez, it was. And fairness, like you're saying, get the shooters on the ball. Billy Lawler put the balls up on the dashboard and drove on and took that shot on.
Yeah.
And fairness, like that took serious cojones to do that. Like, I mean, the game is literally on the line. Clonmore's season is on the line. He says, give me that ball. I'm going to stick it over the bar. Credit to Leighlinbridge as well. Even though on the possession stakes and in terms of chances, Clonmore should have had them put away. Leighlinbridge, since they were still in the game, they took away the scruff in the neck. They chipped away at the lead. Jeffrey Doran with a score. Aidan Byrne with a score. Aidan Lillis with a couple of frees. And, they didn't, I suppose, shy away from the fact that they had an opportunity to go and win it. They almost did win it. It was amazing. They were massive underdogs coming in here today. We spoke about Clonmore in finals and the fact that they haven't done overly well in them over the past couple of years, be it minors, be it under 20s, be it maybe intermediate finals in the past decade. This game will have stood to them. I think they know they've got out of jail, even though they had serious chances to win it. They still know they've got out of jail. And I suppose, without casting aspersions, Leighlinbridge, you'd hope they don't go back and look at this as an opportunity missed or lost.
No.
Generally, when you come into a game like this, when there's an overwhelming favour and you're the huge underdog, you know, you get that crack at it. Clonmore were the fraction off. Leighlinbridge were brilliant. They weren't without flaws either. They made a lot of mistakes. But that's your worry, I suppose, going into game 2, you know.
But again, like, look, you know, you're Leighlinbridge, you know, you played them twice now, right? You have, right, first day you got a little bit of flip and fine. Today you've shown that you can kind of nullify them. You can, you know, you can soak up what maybe Clonmore can give. Gives you great heart. On the other hand, right, you're Clonmore, right, you say, look, we did well to come back. We got our draw. We were lucky. Look, they'll look back at, like you said, that first 15 minutes, second half, and say, look, if we can play with that intensity, that pressure on Leighlinbridge, maybe another day we can get the scores. But I think it's great going into the replay. You know, both teams will fancy their chances, as they should do. And I think definitely, you know, it's kind of justice for both football clubs, and a really sizable crowd here. You can see, actually, I see some of them, maybe they're going out for a cup of tea or whatever now, and the stand looks half empty, but it was a massive crowd in here for the Junior A football final, and I think both sets of supporters were really relished to replay.
They may start doing hot whiskies or something over in that stand and at all to keep it like going, because I know we used to go off and do a video for the Fenny game. That's live on scoreline.ie and on KC Law Radio. We're back tomorrow with the Junior B final. That's at 2 o'clock in St. Mullins up against Asca. If it's half as tense and I suppose dramatic as this one, we should be in for a good one as well. Joe, thanks a million.
Oh, well, Kevin.
Much appreciated as always. That's where we leave it. Joe, look, we've had mountains of people texting in actually. There's a few comments coming in now. We'll get to them before we finish up.
Any words from Bambrick?
No words from Bambrick. There's a clatter of comments after coming in. Guano Toolboy, that was Deshaw in relation to Figo Tool putting Loughlin behind up. Helen Lawler wasn't able. There's a lot of us not able. Come on, the All Blacks, David Keogh said, come on, the lads. Rambo Clark, come on, the lads again from Rory McGrath. And someone sent out a defibrillator, Rambo said. Out to Fenna to me, is what he said. I'm shaking here. We're all shaking by Claire Murphy, great commentary. Geraldine Jordan, well done, Leighlinbridge. Des Shaw, well done, boys. Best luck in the replay. Thanks, Kevin, Joe, for the broadcast. Much appreciated. No problem, Des. Deirdre O'Hara, well done, Leighlinbridge. Rambo is back again. Hard luck, lads. You done us proud. Heads up for the next day. Brendan Keogh, well done, lads. Great coverage. John Kenny, great to see the Michael flag flying high in collection. It's a Leighlinbridge flag, but sure. Jonathan Clonmore one up as well this evening. Great to see you flying high for the next game and the replay. Great coverage, boys. Alan Bowe, another great, and Carlow J. Term says, great show, Kevin and Joe. The best luck to Fenna and Michael. The best luck to Pal and Tyrrell in the senior final. And the best luck to Aska and St. Mullins as well. We're going to leave it there. We need to take a bit of a sabbatical. So, chat to you tomorrow. Take care, folks.